Before the world of Adventure Time became the colorful, surreal land of Ooh, it was shaped by a catastrophic event known as the Mushroom War, a global conflict that destroyed human civilization and left the Earth permanently changed. The surface was ravaged, time fractured, and the laws of nature began to bend, allowing magic to return. From the ashes of this destruction, a new world slowly formed. Mutants, kingdoms, magical beings, and sentient creatures replaced the familiar world of humans. But from the heart of that apocalyptic fallout, something much darker emerged. The Lich wasn't born like a person, nor summoned like a demon. He was created by death itself, a force given shape through the violence and decay that ended the old world. He represents not just a villain in a fantasy world, but the embodiment of death left behind by humanity's worst decisions. Across the many strange and whimsical characters in Adventure Time, the Lich stands apart as a persistent, underlying threat woven into the very timeline of the series. The Lich's presence is defined not by chaos or ambition, but by focus. He doesn't crave power, admiration, or revenge. He simply wants to bring an end to all life. He believes that peace can only exist in silence, and that silence can only come from complete extinction. What makes him terrifying isn't just his power, but his patience. He acts with calculated intent, waiting centuries for the right opportunity to continue his mission. His origin is clearly shown in the alternate timeline featured in the episode Finn the Human, where a nuclear bomb detonates during the Mushroom War, and a skeletal, cloaked figure rises from the fallout. This brief visual implies that the Lich is not some magical construct or ancient spirit. He's the result of mass death and destruction. Born of radiation, war, and suffering, he doesn't just symbolize evil, he represents the consequences of global collapse and unchecked violence. From the very beginning, he was something the world created and then forgot until it was too late. The first time the Lich directly threatens the characters in the show is in Season 2's Mortal Folly. At this point, he's long been defeated and sealed in ancient amber beneath the Candy Kingdom, hidden away as a relic of a darker time. His return is subtle at first. A seemingly innocent snail touches the amber, cracking it open. Once free, the Lich immediately begins unleashing destruction. His mere presence causes the environment to wither. He burns forests by walking near them and nearly kills Princess Bubblegum without lifting a finger. He sets out for the Well of Power, intending to perform a spell that would wipe out all living things. It's not an emotional attack, it's methodical. He doesn't speak unless necessary and acts with terrifying efficiency. Finn and Jake manage to stop him only with a sweater infused with love magic, an absurd yet powerful example of Adventure Time's signature balance between humor and horror. Still, the Lich isn't destroyed. He's never truly destroyed, only interrupted. In Season 4's The Lich, his return takes a different shape, through manipulation rather than direct force. He disguises himself as Billy, Finn's childhood hero, and convinces Finn to retrieve the Enchiridion, a sacred book that opens gateways between universes. The Lich's goal isn't to conquer a kingdom or rule the world, it's to escape to a dimension where life doesn't exist. He plans to eliminate all reality in search of perfect stillness. When Finn realizes he's been tricked, he uses a wish to stop the Lich from ever hurting anyone, which creates an entirely new timeline, the Farmworld. In this alternate world, we meet a different version of Finn, one who never became a hero. But even here, the Lich's influence finds a way in. Through a corrupted version of the Enchiridion, the Lich reawakens and begins spreading again. His essence is not bound to a body or a place. It's more like a virus, subtle, adaptable, and nearly impossible to eradicate. Only with the help of Prismo, a cosmic being who oversees the multiverse, is the Lich contained once again. This entire arc cements him as a multiversal threat, something capable of bypassing timelines and re-establishing his mission no matter where he's cast. Later in the series, the Lich returns to the main timeline in the episode Whispers. By now, he appears less focused, almost hollow. He speaks in broken phrases and drifts through the world like a ghost of what he used to be. Yet even in this diminished form, the danger remains. His presence disrupts reality, and his influence spreads uncertainty and dread. What once was a dominant, immediate threat now lingers like a curse, something that has echoed through too many timelines and carries the weight of its own repeated failure. Every time the Lich resurfaces, it challenges not just the safety of Ooh, but the confidence of the characters who thought they'd seen the worst of him. Despite being worn down, his essence is still a destructive force that can't be ignored. He's not interested in speeches or revenge. He exists simply to erase, and his survival across episodes suggests that erasure can't be so easily beaten. The most surprising moment in the Lich's story comes in Escape from the Citadel, when he's hit by a regenerative substance and is reborn as a baby. Now called Sweet Pea, he's adopted by Tree Trunks and Mr. Pig, and raised as a normal child. On the surface, Sweet Pea is cheerful and innocent, showing no signs of the Lich's past behavior. But inside him, the darkness still lingers. Later episodes reveal that Sweet Pea occasionally experiences visions and memories of the Lich, suggesting that the evil wasn't erased, it was buried. The key difference is that Sweet Pea resists those urges. He doesn't fall back into the role the Lich played for so long. Instead, he forges a new identity, and, for the first time, the Lich's cycle of destruction is broken not through battle, but through change. Whether the Lich is truly gone is left ambiguous, but his transformation into a child offers something the show rarely gives villains: a second chance. The Lich's journey in Adventure Time spans centuries, timelines, and realities, evolving from an ancient world-ending spirit into a lingering, symbolic threat, and eventually into something that challenges the very idea of evil. While other characters change through learning or experience, the Lich is changed through circumstance, reborn into a form that forces him to confront what he used to be. He's not a villain in the traditional sense. He's a narrative constant, representing the worst outcome of every world he enters. His arc is a reflection of Adventure Time's deeper themes: how destruction leads to change, how evil can survive even when defeated, and how even the darkest force can be transformed under the right conditions. Whether you view him as a consequence of war, a multiversal virus, or a tragic echo of death itself, the Lich remains one of the most haunting and fascinating figures in the show's universe. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Lich's story, consider subscribing for more timelines and lore breakdowns from the worlds of animation. Drop a comment with your favorite Lich moment, or tell me which Adventure Time character you want to see next. And if you liked the video, give it a like so more people can discover the dark side of Adventure Time.